Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Monday to join me. I really appreciate that. I try to make every opening sound exactly like the one before, with just a slight variation at the end of which either starts a sidebar, a bash on myself, or just a random thing that comes out of the impromptu format topic speech. You feel me? And so right now, thanks to all the new subs, to all the new viewers, I know that sometimes I was just saying at the end of the last video that I don't ever want to like tire people out on the content, but then at the same time, if I ever like diverged away from doing nothing, I would actually be doing something, and I don't want to do that, right? Because I will never be compromised in my mission to accomplish nothing. You feel me? Nothing can compromise the ultimate goal of nothingness. And obviously, it's just so full of satire. I just love it. And so, anyways, not to worry, okay, guys. As soon as like I get a job or some way to get money, you feel me? Like I don't know, through my eBay store or something is what I mean, because it's not exactly selling out, I will definitely improve upon the quality of my videos. I just, am recently getting into this, like 3 months now of trying to do nothing publicly, I suppose, and so all while trying to build some kind of a career. And so tonight on Vlogs About Nothing, we're talking about air fryers. Here's the thing. I am a fan of food. I like food. I don't know many people that don't, in terms of like, well, actually, and there's that. Sometimes I don't like food. If like food isn't available that like I think is like, halfway human, in that I'm not like a huge fan of like ultra processed foods and all these other things, but I am after all just a human being. I've tried to be vegetarian, I've tried to be vegan. The best that I can come up with is like this hybrid version of a diet where I only eat a little bit of meat. I rarely eat chicken. Sometimes I eat turkey. I will eat fish. But nonetheless, I know that I use an air fryer. And so you talk about, and I've talked about fryers. I just made a video on how I thought cooking with butter and lard is way better for you than cooking with any kind of an oil, like, with the exception being canola and avocado. And so we talked about that. I encourage you guys to watch the video. But regardless, I just think that anytime, and this has happened a couple times now, but again, one takes. So the air fryer phenomena, as it would be, is not just critiqued, and I'm not necessarily critiquing it, although I will be in just a second, because I use it a lot. Like my roommate got one, and we use it a lot. I had never used an air fryer or a toaster oven for what it was. This thing's like a toaster oven and an air fryer, and my only concern is what the elements are that are made to use like the heating components and such. Some of them that have like proved to be very harmful and stuff. And so I like the taste of food that comes out of air fryers. I'm just not sure how to know if my air fryer is safe to use, like in terms of not having that specific alloy or whatever that some air fryers have. And I've like even tried to have the conversation before. I wish I could remember the source of which I found like this time, like within the last calendar year, where this dude, it was on TikTok, he was talking about comparing different models of air fryers and so forth. And so I just know that I like use it every day, and I'm hoping that it's not the one that's the bad one for you, I guess, but I don't know. I'd rather use a toaster oven or like the concept of an air fryer sometimes, than like to fry it in oil. And again, that's because I'm like not about oil. You feel me? Like it's just not for me, But regardless, I think that air fryers provide a pretty good convenient way of cooking or warming up food. I know that here on Vlogs About Nothing, we specialize in these very topics, these very mundane, sort of easy listening topics in the background for you. Notice we're not talking about public policy or social capitalism this evening. We are in fact just discussing my personal preference to the cooking of fried foods, as it would be to fry them or whatever. But again, like this is a pretty deep rabbit hole, and I encourage all of you to do your own research for sure, for sure. But I just sometimes I feel like the best thing in life to cook with is just like a toaster oven. That's it. Just a thing that heats up, or that like has coils in it or whatever that heat up. I mean, you'd assume that the people who put these things together don't use toxic parts to do that, but I guess like anything else in life, it is, always best to sort of do your own, like, due diligence and to always be mindful and vigilant, I mean, again, it's unfortunate in assuming that you'd have to verify the safety standards of your own cooking methodologies, but I'm just saying it is something that, like, you probably should do because, like, I mean, and do it to an extent, right? Because if you do it too much, you'll find that, like, no food is good for you. There's no safe way to prepare anything, and you're probably going to end up with some crazy. I'm not like that's just a general vibe. You feel me? Like with just how many toxic things are out in the world right now, all of which come from the ground up, from the very things that we feed our cattle that we eat to, ultimately the places that they end up to be cooked for human consumption. I'm just saying, right? It all comes full circle. Listen, I really appreciate all of the new support recently from like over the past week or so, and obviously from old people that have been here with me, and old in that the channel's going on a few months of its maturity, and I really appreciate all of the support from everybody and all that stuff. So I hope that you guys continue to watch the channel. I hope that you continue to support me in my endeavor of doing nothing, and thereby hopefully, moreover, being an impact in your life in that sort of way, in whatever little way that is. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a really safe and fun Monday night, okay? Bye.